But let's bring it to you. Another form of, will I call it self-defense this time? Maybe CV defense, but forgive me, I'm just trying to mix everything up. Well, we will be shifting gears from security issues to the issue of your CV. What exactly should be in your CV? What are the employers looking for when you are not there and when you forward your CV via email or somebody takes it to you, from you to someone else, or you actually mail it in one form or the other? What should be the content of your CV that can open the doors for you even before you get there? That is the crux of this conversation. We're joined in the program by Corporate Communications, Public Affairs and Sustainability Lead at Nestle Nigeria, Mrs. Victoria Wadoka. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
And welcome to Channels.
Thank you.
So I know that, I'm sure, to an extent, that you've sat over panels or groups or at the company to say, this person is, there's a word we use that and they say, is trainable, not trainable, employable, not employable. So just an overview of what it is for you when it comes to putting together a CV. What should be the content from an employer's point of view?
Thank you very much. A CV is basically your profile, in short. This is your first introduction to the person that is looking to hire someone. And so what's the person looking for? The first thing that must be in your CV must be a response to what the person is looking for. I know that sometimes people have one CV and then they send them everywhere, but that's the first mistake that you make. You must understand what this person is looking for. So when I'm looking at a CV, I have my job description in front of me. I know what I've put in the advert and I know what I've said I'm looking for, and that's the first response I'm looking for. How do you fit into this role? What are your experiences that have prepared you to fit this role? So your first step or your first, what I call a tip for a CV is to adapt it to the needs of the company that is hiring or the company that you want to work with. One CV does not fit every need. It does not suit every company. It does not suit every opportunity. So you must be able to adapt your CV to what I am looking for as an employer. That's the first thing.
So basically, it shouldn't be one size fits all.
No, it isn't one size fits all.
Interesting.
It isn't.
I know there are lots of debates around what a CV should look like. How many pages? What you should put there? Should I put my picture? Should I not put my picture? Should I put my date of birth? No, don't put your date of birth. Don't put your state of origin. You know what? Don't even put your referees. Put available on request. There's a lot. Don't put primary school. Don't put secondary school. And so people are like, come on, so what do I put in my CV? So maybe walk us through what you expect. I imagine you get hundreds, thousands of applications. So what does an ideal CV look like? I know you said that it shouldn't be one size fits all, but at least we can have a picture of one size that can fit a lot, maybe not all.
Okay, I think that they're the basic things. One is your name, first of all. Your name, who are you? And then the second thing is, what have you done? And that speaks to your experience. Not so much your school and not so much your primary school and your secondary school, but what did you study? Because that way I know that, okay, maybe you have a basis. If what you studied does not fit what I'm looking for, or maybe, okay, let's say I'm looking for a communications person because that's who I am. The first person I'm looking for, did you study communication? Did you study public relations? If you didn't study it, have you worked in that area before? So that's the second thing, your experience. What did you study? What's your experience? Have you achieved any results? So I would like you to put the results for me. Not just reel out for me what your responsibilities were. I want to see what you've achieved through those responsibilities. So you must give me some data to show, okay, you know what, I reached XYZ number of people in so time. I achieved XYZ percentage of growth in so time. These are the things I'm going to look for first. So if you're going to write a CV, start with who you are. Tell us who you are. It's not just about your name. What do you enjoy? What is your passion? What drives you? What are you looking for as a person? That's what I would like to see. The second thing, of course, is that experience. And then, of course, you must let me know how I can contact you. And then today, something that is very important is your social media footpath. your digital footprint. I want to see what you are. Show me your LinkedIn profile, show me your Instagram profile, show me your Twitter profile, because I'm going to go look at that and see who you really are, not just your CV. I'm going to look for those. So I want those contacts on the CV. So I think that's the basic. Apart from that, you must no, I mean, it's not sniffing around. I'm going to do my due diligence as an employer.
And this gets a lot of people scared.
Yeah.
So they have to go through their profile. Oh my goodness, what did I say that I should have said? What did I tweet?
One other thing that crosses my mind, and someone said this, I don't know whether it resonates with, I'm talking to you now as an employer, a graduate of a first-class graduate. Yes. Someone said that just gives the impression that you're hardworking and you can stay the course, not that you can solve a problem. Is that what first class does to you when you see a CV, first class in XYZ? What does it do?
I think that you just come with an open mind. He has a first class, or she has a first class. She worked hard. She's diligent. But I want to see beyond the first class. What did you do in school? Were you in any clubs? Did you display any leadership skills or attributes while you were in school? Did you lead anything? Did you promote anything? Did you start anything? I'm going to look for that, because that tells me that you're an innovator. Your head is not just in your books. You're looking beyond that. You're looking at societal impact. And it also shows me that you can work in a team, because I want to see if you can work in a team. So in your CV, of course, you're not going to write for me, oh, I worked in a team, this, that. Maybe tell me I led a team of XYZ people. I collaborated across categories or across departments to achieve this. I collaborated with stakeholders. That tells me already that, okay, you know how to work with people, you know how to collaborate with people. So that's what I'm going to be looking at as an employer. So as an employer, I'm not just looking for your degree, I'm not just looking for the first class. It's great if you have a first class, but it's greater if you have worked and you have collaborated, you have played in a team, and you have achieved results that I can go back and look at and see. So that's what I'm going to be looking for in your CV.
I want to take this a step further, but I want to ask quickly, what are some of the common mistakes you see on CVs, perhaps in this part of the world or in part the sub-region? Because you're multinational, right? So you see from different places on the one hand. And then I want to move forward to when you eventually say, okay, this person is fit, come for an interview. What are some of the things you expect from a candidate? So we'll start from some of the mistakes or errors you see and you're like, nah, you shouldn't make this kind of mistake. And then what do you expect from candidates that you say, okay, come in, let's have an interview. What kind of, outlook do you expect from them?
Okay, so the first thing that would make me drop a CV and not even consider it further is if there's a grammatical error. Number one, I am not even going to look at that, because that shows me that this is you going out to present yourself, and you are not diligent enough to make sure that you've dotted your I's and you've crossed your T's. And the CV is not a live interview. You have taken time, you've written it. So that's number one. Make sure that you look at that CV and there's no grammatical error. The second thing that is important for me and for many employers is the look and feel of your CV, because that shows me, do you know how to organize? Do you know how to think logically? What do you start with? So I want to look at that. I want to look at the organization of your CV. The other thing that is really a bit of a mistake when people do that, they start to tell you their local government area, you don't need all that.
Just in case you're from the local government area. This is my person.
You don't need that. You don't need that. It's even okay if you use your picture, but make sure it's a professional picture that you have there. And then sometimes people think that by writing a lot, then you're going to really show that you've really done much. That's a huge mistake, because I don't have time to read all of that. I have 1,000 CVs. I want to see the summary at the beginning, and then you can go on to tell me the stories when you come for the interview. So these are mistakes that I think that people can avoid in the first instance. Sometimes people send you their CVs, even till today, in printed out paper form. Make sure that it is very neat. Make sure that it is perfect. Make sure that there are no creases. Make sure that it is the best presentation, because that's the first impression to me of who you are. Are you a person who pays attention to details? Are you diligent? Are you serious about this job? That's what it's going to tell me. So I'll really advise, start with a summary. Show me the high points that are aligned with what I'm looking for. Then tell me the rest of your story. If you catch my attention in the first paragraph, I'm going to read the rest of it. And then when I do invite you for an interview, something that I find is that I say to an interviewee, tell me about yourself. and the person starts to reel out for me what is on the CV. I have read your CV. And that's why I've invited you. When you come to the interview, tell me beyond what I can see in your CV. Try to engage me. If you have not really included a lot about my organization and what I'm looking for and your experiences that make you right for the job, this is the time, this is your opportunity to tell me that. I'll expect you to start with telling me, you know what, I know that you're looking for so person. I have experienced this, I've done this, and that's why I know that I can bring value. Show me the value that you can bring. Engage me. That is what I'm looking for when I come to those interviews.
The way you've articulated it sounds very brilliant, cool, classy, demure, as they call it. But it appears rigged against people that don't have the gift of the gab, that are articulate. How do you manage that when they have the capacity to deliver on the job you're actually looking for?
So it's not about being articulate. There are different kinds of jobs. If you're coming as you're going to apply for a communications job, then you must have the gift of the gab, right? But if you're applying for a technical role, I don't need you to be brilliant at talking. I just need you to understand what you're doing and tell me about it. And what I've found, really, and that's, anybody who is excited about his profession, he can communicate his passion to you in his calm, maybe not, as communicative as you and I could be, but he's able to tell me that, he's able to draw me in, he's able to show me why that's important, he's able to show me why he's passionate about it, he's able to show me the things that he's done. And these are the things that I look for when I'm interviewing. Some people tell me that, oh, what if I'm an introvert? It's okay to be an introvert, because when you're called to do what you have to do, you'll do what you have to do. You don't have to be extroverted, you don't have to be playful, you just be you, be authentically you. And, I know it's easy to say don't be nervous, but you must speak to yourself before then and come to this interview ready to share. Think of it like I'm coming to have a conversation about something that I know very well, and I'm coming to express it to show why I would be the best bet for this job. That's what I'm really looking for. I'm looking for that person who knows his onions. If I'm looking for an IT guy, I want to see that you know it. Tell me about what you know. You don't have to speak in Queen's English and all of that. You just need to know and be passionate about what you're delivering.
Walk us through what I call the dilemma of professional selection. There's one guy or one lady who walks into your office, very skillful, but minimal interest. Then there's this passionate, interested person with limited skill. What are you going to hire?
So I'll tell you something, and that's speaking to attitudes, right? Behavior and skills. Skills you can teach. Behavior, I'm sorry, you can't teach that. Attitude, you can't teach. So I'm going to look for the person who has the right attitude and then help the person to learn the skills. If I find somebody who is already very skilled and has the right attitude, I'm going to hire that person as well. So that will be the number one. But if I find somebody who is highly skilled, but is detached, is not interested, that's a problem, because you're going to expect the person to be interested and to be engaged on the job. Some people are, I think, I don't want to use that word, arrogant about their skill. I know it. So, and you're detached. You will not be able to engage with the team. And that's a problem. Now, these days, many people are looking at the hard skills and all of that. But I want to tell you a secret. The soft skills are becoming even more important. Your ability to communicate, your ability to engage, your ability to prefer creative solutions, your ability to think strategically. Those are the things that are becoming more important than the skills, because the skills you can learn. You can teach someone to do something, to fix something, but you can't teach him to play in a team, because it comes from really liking people, being helpful, being kind. Your interpersonal skills are very important. So those are the things that we're really looking for now in employees. So recently we had some hiring, and that's what we're looking for. We found someone who was very skillful, but was like, I'm not interested. I'm just, say, okay, you know what, let's take this one. This one is passionate, interested, and has the skills. Of course, you have to have a level of the skills. Even if this one is more skilled than the other, I'll hire this one because I know that this person will fit into my team, will work with others well, has very good interpersonal skills, will engage more, and will be more open to supporting others, because today is not about you as a champion doing it all by yourself. It's how do you help others succeed? How do you contribute to the success of others? Those are the things that are important more than anything else.
2 quick points as we wind down. Very important point. When I'd like you to speak to those who get a no, or sometimes don't even get a message at all, and they feel heartbroken, like, you should at least see me important enough to tell me, thank you for applying, but sorry, we can't handle it. Sorry, we can't have you on. So, I mean, how should they handle? Because there's the trauma, there's the emotional heartbreak and all of that. But most importantly, I think, is linking the gown to town. So if you could speak to educational institutions, because these people don't just appear. They went through school and all of that. So it's what they basically learned that they're bringing on board. So if you could speak to institutions about what you want them to maybe teach these students that graduate and come to you, what's that thing you think you want them to teach them on?
Okay, so starting from getting a no, and when you don't get a no, it's on the HR team. Really, they should get back to you to say something to you. So it's on them, it's not on you. And when you do get a no, know that no is for that particular organization. Maybe you're not a right fit for that organization. There is another organization that you could be a right fit for. There's another opportunity. Go for it. Keep going for it. You'll only get one yes, and that yes is a yes that makes you. And then talking to institutions, gown to town, I think that many institutions are beginning to do that. Bring in the professionals who are already working in the marketplace, the employers, to tell the students what you're looking for. That's important. You must help your students get an experience in industry, because that's what helps them understand what you're looking for and the soft skills that are required. Many schools are doing that. And I'm not going to mention the names of the schools, but there are schools that when we get CVs from, we're more interested because we've seen that the graduates there are entrepreneurial in their thinking. They know how to think strategically. They have the soft skills. They've learned to work in teams, to work on projects. So this is what more of our schools should begin to do. And I think that would have a better pipeline.
I wish you could mention the school so it can be an example.
I suspect it's University of Ibadan because it's first and the best. But it's okay, we can leave this.
I'm not going to mention the school.
I mentioned my school.
He had to mention his own school.
I know, right?
No problem. Victoria Owaduka, Corporate Communications, Public Affairs and Sustainability Lead, Nestle Nigeria. We learned a lot from you, and I hope the young people who are looking for jobs will learn from this, play it back to know what they are doing right and what they will do even better. Thank you so much, madam, for coming.
Thank you. And all the best to everyone.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, so there you have it on how to get that job with that great CV. But we will take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you something from the world of technology. Stay with us.